Brooklyn Nets, they're trading James Harden to Philadelphia for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks.
What up, everybody? This your boy D-Son, host of the Players Pit with D-Son. First off, we trying something new here. Blog series, the blog edition of the Players Pit. You know what? I'm not even going to call it the blog edition. It's just going to be an extended branch, right, of the Players Pit. Shout outs to everybody in the Facebook community group of the Players Pit with D-Son, man. You guys hold it down every single day with dope content, dope dialogue. I definitely appreciate y'all showing love, but now it's time to expand, right? Now it's time to bring this product to a whole new audience, right? We kind of already doing that with the live streams on YouTube and stuff of that nature, but we're going to take it up a level. We're going to take it up a level with the YouTube drops, man, with the YouTube drops. We got the one-on-one series. That's out. In case you don't know, it's a playlist here on the channel now. I'm gonna actually leave I'm gonna leave a page, so you guys will be able to see what's going on with that. We got the YouTube series that's about to come out. Got some dope episodes with that, and now we're also gonna add the blog entries. And we're gonna kick it off with something nice. And before we get into that, y'all make sure if you tuned in right now, obviously you like sports, subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Players Pit Show. As you can see right here, right now, we give it up in a lot of different ways, man. We got the casual content that we have for the barbershop type of talk things like we're doing today, like we're doing right now. And then we have also societal issues and cultural issues that's rooted deep down in sports. That's for my people who want a deeper than sports outlook in the culture of sports that we all know and love. You feel what I'm saying? So, with that being said, the most important thing, I think, as of right now is the NBA trade deadline. Come and gone. And we're going to talk about the biggest trade of the year. Philadelphia 76ers, Brooklyn Nets, James Harden, Ben Simmons. How y'all feel about that? Let me know how y'all feel about that trade below in the comments, because I'm going to tell y'all how I feel about it. First off, before we get into the bag, what I really want to talk about is having a conversation about James Harden. But we're going to get into that. How I feel about the trade. Honestly, I think both teams won. I know that's the politically correct answer, but it's just the truth. I like it more for Philly, however, because they didn't give away those 2 young guys that Brooklyn originally won. I think that automatically makes it a win. They acquired James Harden, who I think is a top 5 to 7 talent in the NBA, especially when he's on his A game and he ain't wearing fat suits. And Embiid, who's playing who, if you ask me right now, is the MVP, is probably Joel Embiid. I think you put them together, you cooking with grease. You cooking with grease. On the flip side of that, with Brooklyn, I like it for Brooklyn because Brooklyn, like I said, they get size with Drummond. They get Ben Simmons, who is an all-world defender, and they get some more shooting with Seth. I think everybody wins. I don't think nobody got fleeced. I don't think Brooklyn got fleeced. I don't think that Philly got fleeced. However, I think Philly did get away with keeping the 2 biggest pieces that Brooklyn wanted, and I think that's a win for them. Let's talk about James Harden. We got to have an honest conversation about James Harden, because perception is reality here. You have a guy who's been on 4 NBA teams. The Oklahoma City Thunder, the Houston Rockets, the Brooklyn Nets, and now the Philadelphia 76ers. You have a guy who's played with KD twice, with Russell Westbrook twice, with Chris Paul, with Dwight Howard, with did I say Russell Westbrook? Chris Paul, Dwight, Kyrie Irving, and now Joel Embiid. Why we not keeping the same energy for James Harden that we keep with LeBron James and Kevin Durant? And he ain't won nothing at all in the process. Why we not keeping the same energy? Can somebody let me know? Let me know in the comments why we not keeping the same energy. We kill LeBron James. We kill Kevin Durant for pulling sucker moves. LeBron for playing with Wade and Bosh, and then going to Cleveland to play with Kyrie and bringing in Love, and then building what he has in LA with Anthony Davis. We kill KD for going to play with a 73-9 team that won a championship before him, and leaving that team to play with Kyrie Irving and James Harden. But we're not keeping the same energy for James Harden. Can somebody please answer me that? James Harden, I don't fault you for OKC. You were a glorified 6-man at OKC, and you knew you was like that. And you went to Houston and proved you was like that. OKC, you get a pass from me. But in Houston, bro, you had Dwight Howard, and we were conditioned to believe that Dwight Howard's problem was the problem. You had Chris Paul, and you couldn't play with Chris Paul. How you can't play with Chris Paul, I don't know. I don't know how anybody can't play with Chris Paul. The same Chris Paul that went to Phoenix, the youngest team in the NBA, and got them to the finals. You couldn't play with Chris Paul? Now, granted, you guys were a game away from making the finals. Things probably changed if Chris Paul don't get hurt in Game 6. Things definitely probably change. Or was it Game 5 if Chris Paul got hurt? But anyway, things probably change if Chris Paul don't get hurt. But you couldn't play with Chris Paul, did you? Russell Westbrook, I give you a pass on that because Russell Westbrook, he's different. But now you go to Brooklyn, right? It's KD again, you got Kyrie, and that can't work. Now, y'all finna say, D-Son, you've been a hypocrite. I'm going to tell y'all how I feel about Brooklyn. I'm not mad at James Harden for moving from Brooklyn. I'm not. Because I get it. I get it. But perception for James Harden, for James Harden and all the sucker shit he pulled in Houston, perception is reality in this case. You only played 16 games together, the big three of Kyrie, KD, and Harden. You don't sign up for that through 2 years, through 2 seasons, 1.5 seasons. You don't sign up to only play together for 16 games. You don't sign up for KD being hurt. And you don't sign up for Kyrie being on his Metal World Gandhi brigade. And I say that without being disrespectful to Kyrie. I respect Kyrie. I respect Kyrie for what he stand for, what he stood for that. Absolutely. But if I'm James Harden, you don't sign up for that. Hell, I'm pretty sure James Harden probably didn't want to take the shot. I'm pretty sure KD probably didn't want to take the shot. I'm pretty sure nobody really wanted to take a shot. But they did it to win a championship. You don't sign up for Kyrie being that part-time. And I'm gonna tell you something else with that. I think the dynamic of Kyrie and James Harden is off. And I'm not just talking about on the court. Because I'm talking about behind the scenes, the shit that we don't see. The shit that we don't see. I think it's something to that. And I think maybe we'll see as time progresses and, more news come out and things of that nature. I see they said something where they said Kyrie was eager for James Harden to be traded. And Kyrie basically came out and said it's cap. I don't think it's all that cap though. I don't think that those guys are as close as KD and Kyrie. KD and Kyrie, they like this. They think it's thieves. It's well documented the friendship that KD and Kyrie has. I don't think you have that dynamic with James Harden. I think James Harden in reality was like the odd man out in Brooklyn, to be perfectly honest. I don't feel like he ever wanted to be in Brooklyn, to keep it a buck. I think Brooklyn really only got him so Philly didn't trade for him because Philly was linked to trading for James Harden last year. I think James Harden already knew in his heart of hearts that he wanted to play with Daryl Morey. He knew he wanted to play in Philly for Daryl Morey. And I think it was just a matter of time. And I think Daryl Morey knew that. Hook or crook, he was going to get James Harden. Hook or crook. Whether it was via trade or whether it was in the offseason. I think he knew that. But I think the dynamic in Brooklyn, for me, is why I'm kind of willing to give James Harden a pass. Although his past actions of the fuck shit he pulled in Houston, and depending on who you ask, the fuck shit he pulled in Brooklyn to get up out of there when it was money time, when it was coming down to the trade deadline, I think I'm not mad at anybody for calling him a sucker and a coward, because it is some sucker and coward shit. But I'm not really holding it too far against him. You know what I mean? Because I understand you don't sign up for that. You don't sign up for that. Now, how I feel about the potential outlook of the trade. I always thought that even with James Harden, that Brooklyn was probably gonna be a second round exit. There's just too many ifs for me. You know what I mean? There's just too many ifs. You got KD hobbled. I know he coming back and everything. You got Kyrie who's only playing half the games. And they just haven't looked that good this season. Now we'll see what they look like. Of course, we got to see both teams with all their pieces now. And we got to give them some time to gel. But I still see the floor for BK being a second round exit and the ceiling for them being Eastern Conference Finals. I didn't think BK would make it. Brooklyn would make it to the finals with all three. I damn sure don't think they're gonna make it with just 2 of them. I'm sorry. I understand KD and Kyrie Irving. They are 2 of the top scorers of the highest order, but I still don't see it. Even with Ben Simmons, even with Andre Drummond, even with Steph Curry. And the thing, because I don't understand, I don't know where the other scoring is going to come from. I don't know where the rest of the scoring is going to come from. I'm sorry. I know people are like, oh, well, you know, they got Joe Harris, they got Steph Curry, they got Patty Mills. Okay, they're shooters, they're not scorers. Now, granted, that third scorer can be somewhat by committee. I just don't think it's enough. Now, for Philly, I like it present and I like it for the future. I like it for the future because they didn't get rid of the young guys like I talked about earlier. But I like it for the present because I already thought that Philly was a second round exit. But with James Harden, I like they ceiling a lot higher. I can see them making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I can see them making it to the finals as well. But of course, we have to see how this looks together. We have to see the type of shape James Harden in. We have to see how he's going to play with Joel Embiid. Absolutely, we have to see. There's also another equation in this, which is Doc Rivers. We have to see what he does. What he does with this roster, because it's a talented roster now. They got the young guns. They still got Tobias Harris, by the way. So we're gonna see. But I wouldn't be surprised if Philly made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. If they made it to the finals, I wouldn't be surprised. So I like they ceiling a little higher than Brooklyn's. I believe that the ceiling for them I think they are the biggest threat to Milwaukee right now. That's just me, right? I like the East. The East is deep. The Bulls, the Bucks, the Heat. You got Philly, you got Brooklyn. Man, it's loaded. You know what I mean? I like everything. I like the potential matchups you get in the East, but for the purpose of staying on topic. But I have Brooklyn, second round exit. I have the Philadelphia 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Y'all let me know what y'all think. What's the outlet? Now let me know who y'all think in the comments, who won the trade, who y'all think benefits most from the trade. You know what I mean? Put all that stuff in the comments, man. Like I said, new feature y'all see, man. We're trying something new with the blog. You're gonna start blogging, doing some more, man. I got this expensive ass camera. We might as well get this content off. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all support the Players Pit Facebook group on Facebook, the Live Sports group on Facebook, in my opinion. The Players Pit with D-Sun. The Players Pit with D-Sun. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube, the Players Pit Show. Also, y'all make sure y'all holler at the podcast. And before I get there, we stream every Thursday here on YouTube, in the Facebook, in the Players Pit Facebook group, on the Twitch, the LEC Pod Network, of my podcast network, and we take that as well as a live stream. We take that as well, chop it down, edit it up, and we drop that as a DSP on audio. So for all my people who can't catch the live streams, I got you covered. Go to Spotify, the Players Pitch Show. All of our past podcasts are up. We just did a dope show yesterday. Shout outs to Dame Jordan. Shout outs to Anthony Rev. Shout outs to Juwan Stalin for coming on to the show, having some dope dialogue. For everybody who can't ever catch us on the live stream, man, you make sure you lock in to the Spotify, man, because we got some dope content, like for real, man. So with that being said, man, subscribe, follow all of the socials at the bottom. We're gonna expand this thing and we're gonna do our thing. D-Sun, the Players Pit. I'm out.